Just read, for God's sakes. I mean, if you
And
can't, I'm sorry, but
that is part of why we have the captions for when tech decides to be a jerk and not actually work. Um, that's okay. Let's see. You watched our intro video. It tells you what we do on the channel. We do stuff most nights of the week. Usually tabletop games, sometimes video games. And the schedule is live beneath our faces here on Twitch or pinned to our social medias. One scheduling note for the future is starting next week. Tuesday will be starting an hour earlier, so 7 p.m. Eastern. And it's also going to get extra confusing because daylight savings is about to end in the in the US. So keep that in mind as well. But that's why you should be following us on Twitter and joining our Discord so that you know when we're live and doing stuff. Um, yeah, and of course follow us on Twitch so that you get those go live notifications. I think that's mostly it for channel stuff. Um, so I think we can now just go around and say who we are and what we do on the internet. We'll start with David.
All right. Yeah, I'm David. You can find me here on Tuesday nights. I play in Alex's game when he runs on alternating Tuesdays, and tonight I am the GM of the Stars Without Numbers game.
So I'm next. Hi, I'm Alex, the OMG at Some Guy on the internet. I'm on the games on this channel Tuesdays and Thursdays, and if we ever bring Sundays back, and then Sunday evenings over. Blah, blah, blah. Also, Sundays over on LB's channel and the shenanigans over there. This past Sunday, we played the new Monster Road Trip over there, which was a lot of fun. Got very silly at times. Gosh. Yeah, you should check it out. And go support the devs. They make good games, and this one's a good one too. And in tonight's game, I am playing Teddy, who is a psychic bunny person who is a courtesan / our ship captain. You're next.
Hello, I'm LB Hackemup. You can find me at LB Hackemup on the Twitters and the Twitches, where I stream where we're live Thursday nights, Friday nights, and Sunday nights. The next time I'm going to be live is on Thursday. We're doing a game on Nerd Immersion's YouTube channel. It is the Great Modron March, if you've ever seen that or if you read the book. We're using our characters from season 1. And I'm quite enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. We normally play with Rachel, who is a player on GGK as well as on my channel, but this week she will be out. So it'll just be the Chaos crew. Our moral compass will be MIA. It's going to be great. Tonight I'm playing Neith. She is the technician, the mechanic of the ship, and she is a mermaid with robot legs.
And last but not least, we got Mecha. Did he freeze? I'm sure if he was just holding very still.
I know, he's very... That's Mecha. You can find him at Mechalite Spider on Twitter, where he sometimes streams. Mostly, he lives across the pond, so the internet is taking a while to get there.
Yep. Gotta go through the ocean.
Yeah.
Must be a whale chewing on stuff.
Yeah, right?
Well, we hope that he will come back and join us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Ah. Oh, wait.
Okay.
He's coming back. Hold on.
Hey, well, LB, right now you are the game master.
I am the master of this game!
David is Teddy. Mecha is
I don't know how to level up, wait!
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about that. It seemed my Zoom just died for a second there. My internet didn't drop or anything. I could still hear you guys, and I could still see your faces moving until you said you froze, and then everybody else's faces froze.
Ah.
Hello, I am Mecha, or at Mechalite Spider on Twitter. You can also find me on Twitch at Mecha Spider, but I don't stream too much on Twitch. If I ever do stream, then I'll see it on Twitter. You can find me here on Tuesdays, and that's pretty much it. I am playing Scarra. He is the pilot of the crew and also and human with robot legs. You're welcome.
And
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. David, you take it away.
No worries. Yeah, I always like hearing the all the hats you guys wear in the game. It's funny. It's like a fever dream. Anyways, yeah, so we got to level up. You guys are hitting level 6, I believe. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so it's an easy level. It's another one where you just get your skill points and your hit die. So who is expert stuff? Is Teddy partial expert or no? You're partial
Me.
warrior. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
Me.
Our experts, you guys get an extra skill point. So you guys have 4 skill points. One of them
Right.
has to be used on a non-combat skill, which you can bank and save for later if you want to. Teddy is a partial psychic. At least one of your 3 skill points has to go towards improving your psychic stuff. Again, you can bank it for later if you want.
What's the hit die?
Hit dice, you re-roll all your hit dice. You have some shenanigans with your alienness. I think you like your
my
first one is an
is
8.
always max.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it a
So
D8?
it's a D6.
Oh.
So yeah, that 8 is really helpful. So yeah, you would everyone re-rolls all their hit dice. If you roll below what you had before, you just add 1 to what you had before. You never go down in hit points.
Hey Simon, you want to say hi?
66
Everyone's rolling.
plus per level, and then with my partial warrior, I have extra bullshit.
Yeah, I was about to look that up.
I just rolled 66.
Yeah, and yeah, so 66. So it's your hit dice plus your con for each level, right? And partial warriors.
Okay.
Just says is 2 additional.
Okay, yeah, for each level. So you get the plus your con for each level plus 2 for each level. So it's like plus
12
con plus 12. Yeah.
Okay,
so I just got 3 more health than I did last level.
Nice.
Okay.
It's average, right?
I think, can I spend my skill points at any time if I just save them, or do I have to spend them on the next level up?
I mean, you could spend them between sessions. I don't know. I don't know that I want to like take a break in the middle of stuff for you to be like, and now I want this skill. But
No, I'm just saying that I'm just thinking I'm going to save them for now. So next time I get at least 6, I can put them into my pilot skill. So I only have a 3 in pilot.
oh well,
like,
so at level 6.
As in like 6 for skill 3, right?
No. You have to be level 6 to get the skill up to 3. It's going to cost you 4 skill points.
Oh, right. And I am level 6 now, so I
yeah,
can put up to 3.
You can now bump it to 3,
Okay,
and you could use all 4 of your skill points.
Yes, because it's a non-combatant skill.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Sweet.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I'm gonna bump up my fix then.
Because if we ever do need to do, since we're doing like we're flying through doing a spike right now, that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
I think it's useful to have as pilot being up.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you're gonna do piloty things,
yeah, I mean,
nice
which might happen. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It's all in your brain, probably on your notes as well, but all in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Could get my up to level now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you got the 4 points.
Yeah, because I have 2 banked currently, and 2 from this level.
Yeah. And do you have the psychic training foci?
I do not.
I think that's what Z has.
Z has it. Okay, I've been trying to remember who the heck.
We don't get
psychic training.
We don't get like an upgrade to our class abilities, do we?
No, class abilities are pretty stagnant in this game.
Okay.
You'll get a new foci next level, and then another one at 10th level.
Okay.
And that's kind of like your class ability. They kind of merge feats and class abilities, kind of thing.
Yeah, so more what I meant was the foci, just so I know when I can level up Henchkeeper,
Yeah, yeah,
so I can
yeah.
get badasses as a part of the team. Okay, well I think I'm done.
The sheet there, brief. Oh no.
Are you on edit?
Um,
Yeah, you're on edit.
so let's see what I can. Got two options for me. I've got reflex response as a main action. Effort for the day to force a sudden irrational impulse into the target of the telepathic contact. A target may make a mental saving throw to resist. Failure, they will use the next available action to carry the impulse. Cannot be self-injurious or harmful to a loved one, but it can be foolish, reckless, or harmful to others. Target may not understand why they have done the action, but will usually attempt to rationalize the choice. So it's kind of like suggestion from D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can do telepathic assault. Telepath commits effort for the day as a main action to force a wave of metadimensional energy through the brain of a telepathic contact target. Alt does 6d6 damage, or 9d6 once my telepathy hits level 4.
I was about to say, pulling it from something through somebody's brain sounds brutal, and you said the damage. I was like, yep, that makes sense.
Yep. Target may make a mental saving throw to half the damage. Assault cannot kill a target, but can knock them unconscious for an hour if they're reduced to 0 hit points, after which they wake up with 1 hit point. Victim cannot be targeted by an assault more than once per scene. Take the nuclear option, or do I stick with the one that would be potentially better for social reasons?
What do you think that Teddy would lean more towards as a more social character, to be honest?
Probably the suggest
I
one.
think if you were to just punch somebody, you just punch them, to be honest, because you seem more like a Teddy seems more like a oh no, why would I do that to somebody's brain kind of character. You have a conscience
Yep.
and you
And
don't want to remove other people's conscience.
you could always buy the other one that you don't take later too. It would just cost you 3 points.
Have been somewhere.
Just bank it.
Yeah, I'm also considering upping sneak, considering that there was some sneaking that had to be done last time or recently.
I was
Currently, sneak
considering
is a
that,
-1.
but I'm not a sneaky character. I've got jet boots.
Yeah.
As much as I'd be like, yeah, I could probably put a point into sneak and be like, it's I don't think that's something I would do. Either loud and proud or not at all.
Bumps
Hell yeah.
0.
Off your page, so I stopped just scrolling around on it randomly.
Mm-hmm.
So my
All right.
one up by 36.
Oh,
Am I still stronger than somebody or more healthy than somebody in this party?
I'm at 30.
Damn it. Yeah, I'm at 25.
Aw.
Hey, look, I started with 3 health, okay? I've come a long way.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did a boost, so you're good.
Wait, did I start with 3 or 2? I don't remember.
it was
Well,
very bad.
It was very low.
Yeah.
Like in my head, you had like 1 hit point or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't matter. If I got hit, I was going to die.
Up, I know next level, and that's when we get foci or something.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Then yeah, last time, you all you see you did you made contact with Anna Molly and figured out, uh new job stuff, and also like when you're gonna meet with the diplomat that had hired you and whatnot. On your way to meet with the diplomat, you came across three guys trying to mug some kind of monk. You kind of hesitantly intervened, which gave the monk enough time to kill a guy. And um, in the discussion afterwards about what to do with one of the surviving guys, who the monk was claiming he was just going to kill because he follows the path of honesty, one of the 9 paths of virtue. And he said he was going to kill him, and he couldn't be made a liar. Neith killed him because the argument was taking too long, preventing anyone from doing anything to resolve. I mean, it was the situation was resolved, but as I think we put it afterwards,
the problem. Thank you.
no one got what they wanted.
Yep. Everyone's upset. Let's move on.
He thanked you for basically saving the third one's life, because the third one was successful in running away, and said, yeah, he'll have to put effort towards finding him, but he's unlikely to find the guy. But yeah, then you went your separate ways. I think you gave him your contact
number.
information, yeah, or your company number in case he ever needed help with.
Just give me till next level. I'll be able to make him our minions.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, you met with the diplomats. He kind of gave you this like long way of getting your payments and like looking legit and stuff. You're going to deliver some of his old furniture to his manor on Minerva. And he paid you up front for it. You're going to then get like a bonus when you actually deliver the stuff on Minerva. But he's got his compad back. They kind of stealthily did a handoff for it when they delivered his old furniture to your ship. And I'd say it's taking up an all right amount of your cargo space, but not too much. Like you guys are probably like 3 semi trucks of cargo space, right? Like, so you're not like an insane amount of cargo space in there. But yeah, it's not bad for what you're doing. And yeah, you took off and you started to leave New Seoul to head towards Minerva. You're starting your 18-day journey to Minerva. 6 days to the edge of the system, 6 days to drill to Minerva, and then 6 days from the edge of the Minerva system to the planet Minerva.
Plus, we also picked up Big Bird.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about you picked up the big dog, the dog guy, Alfie, who was a school mascot. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, you helped him get away from the crime lords that were after him, who had basically hired him to try and make super soldiers. He not realizing that's what he was hired to do, came from Zabuth to New Seoul to do this job, and found himself alone and on the bad side of the criminal underworld. But yeah, he has paid you up front. Alfie has. Well, he paid you once he got on the ship. So, I mean, you could toss him out in an airlock if you want to. But
I mean, it wouldn't
If he-
hurt our reviews, except it would help
No one
him to give us a
knows.
good review
I mean,
once we
if-
get there.
It wouldn't, unless he does something to screw us over, we have no reason to. And he doesn't seem the type.
Be a real murder hobo move. But yeah,
Mhm.
nothing stopping.
We're going to Minerva.
Yes.
We're gonna maneuver over to Minerva.
And you guys would know Minerva is a society that's kind of based around like their fashion and whatnot is kind of based around ancient Romans. Their national language is Latin. Their society is based around universities. Everyone's basically a student of different universities. That's kind of like how their citizenship works. And their society is based around like test taking. Every little bit, everyone has to take tests, and it helps you like elevate yourself within society and whatnot. They have an emperor who's basically tests the best on the planet, uh, and stuff like that.
Is this the Futurama planet that, like, what is it?
Maybe I don't remember
It
enough
does
about the
sound a
Futurama
lot
planets.
like in Brandon
The episode.
Sanderson's what books? Not the Mistborn ones, the other main series.
The night, the ones with the night radiance.
Yeah. There's like a whole society that is essentially the same thing of like bureaucrats that are testing, and like whoever
Ah,
tests the best
yeah.
writes the best essay,
The
it becomes the
the
emperor.
essay. Yeah, yeah. That's right. This one's a lot more like based on math, I would say.
This Vinci is the planet Leonardo da Vinci came from,
Yeah, yeah.
where he's the dumbest one there.
Yeah, I remember that one.
I remember that now. Yeah, no. So it's these are people. We can go on to the deeper history of Minerva later, but that's the gist of it. Yeah, and so that is kind of what is going on your way out. You catch some of the system news. They start off talking about two murders in Tebek, and which have people wondering if perhaps the souvenir killer has returned. But authorities seem to think that this have made assurances that these killings don't match the serial killer's usual mo. Um,
Oh boy.
The Space Vegas cruise ship, the Oasis of the Stars, left Pangea 3 weeks ago and was due to arrive in New Seoul 3 days after that, and never arrived. There continues to be no word of the ship or what happened to the nearly 3,000 people on board, which has led people to think that likely some form of tragedy has occurred.
What was that ship called?
The Oasis of the Stars.
Ship.
Yeah. The largest cruise ship in the cluster, perhaps even the sector.
New Vegas in my notes. Nope, that's something else.
Space Vegas.
Space Vegas.
I did also look it up. The book series I was thinking of is Stormlight Archive.
Yeah. I can never remember what I love those books, but I can never remember what their thing is. I'm like the Night's Radiant.
Yeah.
That's all I.
Voices of Stars. Pleasure scheduled to arrive in New Seoul, but never did, and all 3,000 people are lost.
Mm-hmm. It does have a the news story goes on to talk about it as so after they kind of lay out the facts, they then have experts come on who wildly speculate as to what the fate could have been for a solid 30 minutes, with no shred of evidence towards any of their stuff. But one of the things they do talk about is the ship had a Spike 2 drive, so it's possible that it like overshot. because it could have gone, and that was kind of their original thought. Like maybe they did something weird, but with no, they would have, wherever they appeared, they would have appeared there 3 days after they left. So they should you should have gotten word from them by now. There's of course speculation that they might have accidentally jumped to Eden, which no ship has returned from trying to map a path there since the Scream 600 years ago.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle then.
Yeah, except for like actually deadly.
Mm.
Like literally no one has made it back from Eden. Voyages of like expeditions have occurred. People have tried to map the metadimensional space to Eden, and just no one's ever returned.
I'll be the first.
I mean, maybe if you want.
It's gonna turn out that Eden's too nice a place and no one ever wants to leave.
Exactly. It's got such a nice name. It's like paradise.
Yeah, there's all the usual speculations. Did pirates get them? Did body snatchers? Did they end up on Joa or Joa, the hive mind planet? Or did they? Probably the most likely scenario is that they did a really bad drill and they were destroyed in metadimensional space. It's not unheard of, but it's like a pilot, any kind of pilot that would be in charge of actually piloting that cruise ship, they should be able to do that drill in their sleep. Like if literally Scarra, I wouldn't make Scarra roll for it. Like just because of his background, like the DC would be low enough.
Something went wrong. Some kind of foul play, probably.
Let's see what else we got news story wise. And then there's been a big shakeup in Minervan politics, as for the first time in 28 years, a new emperor is crowned. Someone dethroned the emperor with their annual test taking, and Quintus Lucius Panthera is the new emperor of Minerva, a 26-year-old man, the youngest emperor of Minerva in over 100 years. They show pictures of him and his wife and their very young daughter. They look like a adorably young Italian couple, but that's about it. They also show the very old previous emperor and his 28-year reign of emperor is the longest. He's the longest serving Minervan emperor. But yeah, that's the news.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Get to Minerva and he's already planning like a assassination attempt against the new emperor. He's like, how dare you take over my crown? I mean,
funnily enough, in the news story, what's kind of part of the news story is that the emperor tested third in the running, and that the new emperor tested obviously first, but that his wife was second, which some people are calling possible shenanigans on.
They helped each other. They
just
cheated.
sitting in the in the living, I guess, the lounge space of the ship, just like scrolling through the news.
But yeah, you start off on your 18-day trip. Are there any scenes anyone wants to do before you reach the edge of the system and begin the calculations for the spike drill?
I know Neith wanted to talk to Pleasant. a
Well,
bit. Her son.
all right. So, what does that look like? Are you in the? Let's bring you to the ship. Are you in like the engineering cabin or the workshop, or are you in your
Uh,
room?
I think in the let's see. Got so many cargo bays. Probably maybe like working on the spike drive,
Okay.
like doing some double checking on that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think Neith is like, hanging from like up in the rafter sort of thing. Like looking at all the components, making sure everything is connected properly and nothing's leaking because that would be very bad. And I think she kind of like looks and maybe Pleasant's helping her like give like hand up things and just kind of stand around. And I think that Neith kind of pauses after he hands her something and she goes, Pleasant, do you find your life on this ship pleasant?
Absolutely.
Do you have any desires to go out beyond what we are doing?
Do you mean to travel outside of the what we are already traveling?
I don't want you to experience any regrets in your life, and I also don't want to take you because I want to. I want you to go to places that you want to go. You are new to this world and this vastness. If you would like to be doing something else, I respect your wishes.
Absolutely wonderful to hear. I'm fine doing what we're doing, just exploring things that might change in the future, I'm sure. But I mean, I would like to be allowed to step off of the ship, but beggars
Of
can't be
course.
choosers.
Well, I think that once we get there, as long as he's a robot, right?
Mm,
As long as robots are allowed, I think that would be fine. You promised to keep yourself out of trouble, correct?
absolutely.
And learn the ways of the people so that know to not do any faux pas?
Absolutely. As long as you're fine with me learning their laws.
Of course. That will help us if we get into any predicaments.
I would like to gently remind you that I'm incapable of breaking any laws.
Exactly. And we would like to make sure that we do not get into any trouble as well.
All right.
Would you like to go do something else, or are you fine helping me?
I'm fine with this. I quite enjoy fixing things.
Is there anything on your chassis or other parts that you would enjoy changing? Perhaps different mechanical eyes or a slimmer frame?
I hadn't thought of that, but I have no particular desire to do so as of now.
Consider it. If there is anything like you would like to change, perhaps a coat of paint or something such, I would like you to express yourself how you like.
Interesting. I'll think about it.
Okay. One other thing. Do you find my appearance scary or off-putting?
Absolutely not.
But you have only seen humans.
Yes,
Is it because you have no emotions?
I am not programmed to experience fear, so that's helpful.
Hmm. That is good. I find that some beings see me and my face and body and find it unappealing.
Truthfully, there is something of a almost a logical conundrum in your appearance, and that you seem to be far too similar to humans for natural evolution to occur. it makes me question some basic scientific fundamentals.
That is understood. Perhaps I will go into our timeline of evolution at some point.
It seems like a good idea.
I will make a chart for you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Pleasant, for being so pleasant.
Anytime.
Can you hand me that wrench, please?
Absolutely.
That's it.
Okay. All right. Anyone else? Any scenes?
Yeah. I think. Well, so I guess how routine really are like drills, because I know there's something about someone has to be awake and like maintaining it at all times, but you were also just said like we're not going to need to roll to have Scar succeed given his background and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they're pretty common. And the reason someone has to be awake at all times is to basically make minor course adjustments when you're hitting like metadimensional turbulence and stuff like that, which anyone can do with like very rudimentary training. Like you don't have to have any skills in pilot. Um, if something were to go like further awry, you would probably want a skilled pilot to do something even in metadimensional space. But the actual spike itself, the drill itself, like when you approach the edge of space, it's kind of think like Star Wars hyperspace stuff where you have to do like a bunch of calculations and stuff like that. Um, you know, uh, Scar the would have to make a check if there wasn't any modifiers to it. But since you guys are going through like a highly traveled route, you have very up to date map information, and it drops the DC low enough that it puts it in an area where I'm not going to make someone with a pilot background roll it.
I do think still that Teddy is going to spend probably the first. Well, actually, no. Probably it would be more as we get closer to actually doing the drill. But like, keeps checking in with Scar of like, and you're sure you've got the calculations right, and like seeing if he needs any help.
You probably see on the front of the ship, like Scarra's already like got like a pen, and like on the glass of the bridge, he's just like doing calculations on it, like a whiteboard. And he's like scrubbed out stuff and redoing calculations. And it's like, yeah, it should be fine. It's been a while since I've done one of these, since I haven't had a ship to do one of them. If you need me to do any training with the rest of the crew, so anybody else, I suppose, I'm glad to do that because obviously I can't stay awake for the entire 18 days. um, so minor course corrections and all that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But from what I'm looking at, should be fine. Don't see us coming into many major complications unless we hit a big old break in metadimensional space. But unless we do that, and I happen to be asleep, somebody wake me up, and I'll be able to fix it. Do you want me to give you any training?
Yes. I can't speak for the others, but I think it would be good if all of us know, including Pleasant and
I was
Alfie.
just about to say, Pleasant doesn't seem to sleep, so at least having Pleasant, be if Neith is okay with it, having Pleasant on deck at all times during the spike would be great.
Check with them.
Yeah. I don't want to teach you and then go off and teach everybody individually, so it's probably best to have everybody together at once, just so I don't have to go over this over and over again. So should we check if everybody's available?
Well, yeah, we can figure out when works for everyone. Guess that's kind of my job. Guess if I am the captain of the ship, that is my duty.
Well,
Feels
you know, you
weird to be
can.
the captain, not in like combat or something.
I mean, if it's too much pressure, then you know we can always think about this, and in the future, all you just gotta do for now is, you know, I mean, I don't mean to order you around because that's not really my job, but um, just see when everybody's free. Do your good thing of socializing and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you want to just throw over the intercoms, you know, hey, Scar's, you know, doing some training for everybody. When is everybody free, kind of thing. We can say something like that, or you can go around and ask individually. I'm not gonna, you know, force you to do anything.
Yeah, no, it's we'll figure it out. It's just, guess I'm trying to figure out now that we have a company together. How much are we going to be doing like strict positions and roles? How much is it going to be on what needs to be done, and whoever can do it does it.
I mean, from what I see, we have pretty locked on roles on the ship so far. We obviously don't have to be too strict because having a too strict of an environment can kind of bump people out, you know. Like I'm the pilot, Neith is the mechanic, uh, you know, Erstwhile is the healer, the doctor, and you are the captain, from what it seems to be. And also, you know, the good speaker. You
Try.
do the talk good.
Yes, well, it is one of the things that I have the most practice with. Uh, but just obviously, I've never been a spaceship captain before, so it's. I mean, you've obviously been a pilot, and Neith has been mechanic in all sorts of places. This is new for me. So
Even at one point, I was new at being a pilot. I wasn't always, you know, as proficient as I am. I was at one point a newbie. You always have to start somewhere. And when you do, you always know it's going to be great. No matter where you go, when you take that path, you have to live with it and you have to lead with it.
good advice, thank you.
So as long as you keep your head up and have a positive attitude, I'm sure you can do this, Captain.
And uh, the word for when like a bird puffs himself up. Um, preens. That's the word. Just a little bit, which also, since we're just on the ship, like Teddy's just going around in like his crop top and booty shorts most of the time. So, for the extra visuals there, um, okay. Well, you keep going with the calculations, and I will start making the rounds, figuring out when people are free.
Okay. And he goes back to drawing new equations, drinking a little coffee in one hand and have a pen in the other.
Would go and make the rounds. I do at one point also want to check in with Alfie more to talk with him a bit, but do another scene and then go to that, or else has
Okay.
things.
Put Alfie on. Is he in the guest cabin, Alfie?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Um. Yeah, let's go ahead. We could do that scene first. I got something coming, but unless someone else has another scene they want to do.
Did you just say notice check? Sorry.
No, no, no. I got something else coming, but we can do the scene with Teddy and Alfie unless someone else
Oh, no.
has something.
Well, I just when Teddy goes to find Neith, she's in the bathtub soaking.
Knock knock. Hello.
Come in.
Is this a good time?
This is fine. How may I help you?
Oh, I'm just doing like walk the path and lead it. I am coming as the captain of the ship to figure out when you are available for some crew training. Ugh, that felt weird to say.
Is this an important conversation? Should I put my legs on?
It might be, well, not just for talking right now, but when it's time. And I mean, it to do what makes you most comfortable. This conversation.
All right, I am comfortable in the water.
So I imagine when it is time for the training, don't know that we'll be able to do it in bathtub. I imagine it will have to be on the bridge.
What is the training for?
Oh, right. Yes, it is for how to pilot the ship for during the drill. Scarra will need to sleep at some point. Can't be awake the whole 6 days, so we all need to know what to do to make sure the ship doesn't blow up.
The trip will be 18 days.
Well, yeah, but we'll be out of dimensional space for 12 of those 18.
Of course. Do humans require sleep?
Typically, yeah.
I am
Do not
joking.
require. Oh, okay. Wasn't sure. I think I said it before, but I don't know that I've ever met anyone else from your species.
We do require sleep. However, it is hard to tell if we are awake or asleep because we do not close our eyeballs.
Right, you've got those whatchamacallem eyelids.
Yes, those whatchamacallits.
Don't think that's a scientific term,
It is not.
but okay. So you need to figure out when's a good time for everyone, so that Scar isn't doing the training over and over. You think Pleasant?
I have no time sensitive requirements.
Okay. That's good to know. Think Pleasant would want to learn how to fly the ship?
You will have to ask Pleasant.
Okay.
Or I could, if you would prefer.
I
Delegation is important for leaders.
Right, but we're also such a small crew. I don't know how much we really need to delegate at this point. It was more just, I guess he seems bonded to you. I don't know if he would really listen to the rest of us.
I am his master, yes. But he is his own person, and if he wishes to do the training, then he will.
Okay. But no. Yes. How are you doing? Like, are this enough for you? Like, I don't. Do your people's ships just have water everywhere, or what can we do to make the ship more comfortable for you?
I would prefer a tank. However, it would be difficult to build one with the supplies we currently have.
Right. But hopefully, once we get to Minerva and get paid, maybe that's something we can look into.
Of course, that would be very nice.
Okay. That's thing for our shopping list. Are other things that you in your uh diagnosing of the ship? Other things that you think we need to get?
There are many things that would be a good upgrade for the ship. However, they are quite costly.
Right. Yeah. Don't have that much money. Or actually, I don't know how much. So currently, our player inventory says we're just shy of 20,000 credits. What is the you know? Put that into perspective, please.
All right. If you wanted a Spike 2 drive, it would cost you 100,000 credits.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of the ship stuff is going to cost you in the like tens of thousands to hundreds of thousands of credits. Personal equipment, you got all the money like you need outside. Like you probably can't afford tech level 5 stuff, but anything tech level 4, I'm pretty sure you can afford.
Oh,
Let's double check on that. Yeah, I mean, honestly, even with that, you could theoretically buy some tech level 5 stuff.
So all I'm hearing is it's pretty easy to weld some metal together, get some glass planes, and get a tank full of water.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, now, well, I mean, hooking it into like the ship's water systems and stuff would be somewhat costly. It'd be a thing, but it wouldn't be as much as
You
some of the
can't.
other
You
stuff.
saying we can't just get a bucket and just fill up the tank with water?
Probably not.
Very
I don't.
stagnant.
Yeah, I don't know how nice people are with bacteria, but that stuff will will uh will build up if you don't filter your water tanks.
Yeah, who knows?
Mhm.
She might actually grow real legs.
Oh no. God forbid.
Tiny little legs that barely.
Oh, that's even more terrifying.
like T-Rex arms,
hmm
but for legs.
Teddy, Captain Teddy.
I think just Teddy is fine, unless this is an official conversation.
Perhaps I would like at some point a performance review.
Oh, um, sure, that's figure out how to do, but I think for now you're doing A plus.
Thank you. Elaboration is important. Like when you're with clients and you tell them they are a good girl or a bad girl. It isn't good if you just stick with that.
Right. Oh, okay. Huh. Think I can do that.
I think I just implied something that I shouldn't have, but it's okay.
Well, it's Teddy is now realizing like this thing that he knows how to do and is good at. It's like, oh, he
Yeah.
can apply that skill set to this.
Also, how would Neith know that?
I don't know.
You've
The
used
walls are very small. They're
you've used
thin.
the space internet before, right?
Yeah, right. There you go.
Yeah. Want me to tell you that you've been a good girl so far?
Please do not do
Okay.
that. I'm your employee.
Right. Okay. You have been doing a good job.
Thank you. Has my voice or appearance caused you any discomfort?
Not for me, but no, I know better because I have practiced looking past that. I have had many clients who would be considered conventionally unattractive, and I, which is not to say that you fall into that category.
Just big blank eyes. No emotion.
But it is something that I am practiced in is looking past the superficialities of people and finding the inherent value in them.
Good. If you would like me to change the voice that I use when speaking to you, please let me know.
Fine with me, but if there's one that you have any voices that you would like to try, I think of them.
I did download a new one.
Oh. Want to try it out now or save it for later?
I will save it for later. I want to adjust the pitch.
Yeah, I might be a little silly to hear you having an out of pitch voice. I guess I also don't really know what your natural pitch is. Associate that voice with kind of your maybe not natural but neutral.
I see. My vocal cords do not work the same as yours. It is more of a vibration. Sometimes there is an audible noise, like this. Ah!
Huh.
I can't do it, like a guttural my throat noise, but that's what it is.
I wasn't
And
sure.
it's just there's bubbling.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Have that language thing from being a diplomat. I assume that's not going to be enough to know like Neith's
I think she
natural
was just vocalizing. She wasn't like saying a word. It was just like, this is a sound I can make.
And yeah, Nice people aren't a part of the sector, so you wouldn't know their language.
That's fine. I did just have the mental image though of like because he uses the like vocalizer thing of how it will do the thing of like if you just do like a bunch of A's
Uh-huh.
in a row instead of going ah, we'll go A. And so her trying to just
I will do that
vocalize it,
at some
it's
point
doing
if she
something.
gets scared.
Yeah. Um. But um. No, it's you. Nothing you have done has bothered me so far. Well, aside from maybe shooting that guy who was unconscious in the alley, but I feel like that's a whole different conversation.
Yes, I understand that it is faux pas to kill. It is bad to kill. That is a
Generally,
lie.
I mean, we well, we pretty much met when we were in that jungle, and there was a lot of fighting there. And like, yeah, I mean, if they had been sapient creatures trying to kill us, then yeah, would have done the same thing. So circumstances, I guess, what matters.
Yes. Is there anything else, Captain?
Oh, no, I think that's it. Go find out. Go talk to Pleasant, and then find out from Erstwhile and Alfie when they are available for training. I think it would be good to uh Alfie. I don't think quite the right word. To have him be aware of what needs to be done in case of emergency.
Correct. Let me know when it is time, and I will
Oh,
be there.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't trust Alfie to even be
Right?
near my cockpit. He seems too jumpy for me. I don't want him to. But that's just me. Scarra might be like, okay, now Alfie, you go over here into the corner and
Yeah, I mean,
just watch those levels, kind of thing.
and that is probably something you will need to tell Teddy. But once that is explained, it
Hmm.
will just be like, oh, okay, so Alfie, this is like if we are all incapacitated and you don't want the ship to explode, this is what you do. Otherwise, do not touch. Okay. Want us to get you bath bombs ever, or would that not be good for you?
I assume you do not mean what I think you mean. What do you speak of?
Oh, they're just like things that you put in the water and it makes it you know, often it's glittery or a different color and there's a smell associated with it. Many people find them relaxing, but given how aquatic you are, it may not be good for your physiology.
Perhaps if you give me one, I can figure out what it is and then determine if it is good for me.
Okay. Is I will look into one more.
Usually, things on the outside of my body do not bother me as much as the things that go in it. Such as, if I were drinking the water or breathing it in, it would be different than if it were just to be on the outside, much like you.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Please close the door on your
Yes.
way out.
Okay. Have a good bath.
Goodbye.
Checks in with everyone else to find when it's time to do the crew training.
Yeah. Erstwhile will be there for the training. Alfie is fine coming for training. He he's maybe a little nervous at first. Like you guys are being paid to why do I need to know anything about this? But you explain, it's just in case of emergency. And Pleasant informs you that that he has some training as a pilot, so he believes it would be unnecessary for him to be there. He says it very nicely, though.
Yeah.
It probably starts off with like something like, "There's nothing I would love more. However, I'm not sure."
It would be an efficient use of time.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. And that I wanted to talk more with Alfie. That can be done at like a meal or something. just trying to get a little more of his story, figure out, are we going to be good to just drop him off at the docks once we land, or
Okay. Yeah, we could do that conversation before you guys before you guys drill. Yeah, so like find him at lunchtime or something, and he's sitting down. What kind of rations did you guys get? I'm assuming like pretty standard, the 20 credits per day
I think
rations for
so.
everybody.
MREs.
Ready? Put that.
I don't think you have.
Okay, so
I th-
I think.
going to be 360.
Oh, you paused
Oh.
for a second. You're good.
am I here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
you're here.
hi.
You're here.
Hello.
What's happening tonight? My internet connection's unstable. Thanks, Zoom.
So
Oh,
it's
no.
it's 20 per person per day.
Oh, okay. 360. There are 5 of us.
Times 5. I got 1,600 because it's 320, right? 16 times, or no,
360.
18. Sorry, you're right. I
Yeah,
did.
so-
It's 18, not 16.
How many rations do we need?
I mean, we need 18 days worth for 5
I have 1 day's worth of rations on my
Well,
inventory.
Save that for if we're out exploring. This is
Mm.
for
You can
travel.
also go a little higher above that if you want. Just like buy like a standard month or something for the crew, and then it's just like your kitchen is stocked.
Might be good to do that, just in case.
For now, I'm going to deduct 100 for costs.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So he's eating hmm, whatever kind of meat you have available. He's eating some of that.
Mermaid meat. What?
Probably not. And yeah, maybe he's just got like a drumstick. He's just eating it. And he goes, "Oh, Captain Teddy, hi."
Yes, hello, Alfie. Just wanted to see how you're finding the voyage so far. We are getting ready to do our drill. We had that training over. You shouldn't need to do anything, but how things are going, and I know you weren't, didn't choose the destination of this trip, but do you know anyone on Minerva, or what is your situation going to be like once we're there?
I have a few professional acquaintances. I'll have access to some of my bank funds and things like that. I should be able to make my way back to Zabuth relatively easily.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, just wanted to make sure. I think we would have felt a little bad if we had just, now would this be a bad expression to use with him to like, you know, kick him out like a puppy on the streets or something because he is a dog person? Is that bad to say?
I mean, there's probably going to be a lot of animal sayings that would be problematic on Zabuth.
Yeah.
But you say some Zabuthian equivalent of it.
Yep.
Where they've fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, I've been to Minerva many times. It's kind of the academic capital of the sector. So, I mean, anyone in academia is who's worth their salt has been to Minerva.
Gotcha. Ask Erstwhile if they've been. Okay. Well, I guess let us know if you need anything. Are the quarters to your liking? I know this. I'll be honest, you are our first passenger, so trying to figure out what we can do to improve for future
Uh,
passengers.
it's fine. I've got the guest quarters to myself. I mean, it looks like you got a couple of beds in there, so yeah, I'm doing good. It's a big room. Got my own bathroom. I'm fine.
Said you let us know if you need anything, but otherwise, be going into the drill soon enough, and before you know it, we'll be at Minerva.
Thanks. Yeah. Again, thank you all so much for helping me out. It's a huge favor.
Of course. We are happy to provide the service for you.
And I don't suppose you're going from there to the booth at any point, are you?
See where the work takes us. We are taking jobs as they come. Maybe we might be heading that way. Certainly would be nice to go back and visit, but got to make sure that we can pay for the company cost.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm just if you are and there's room and you're doing it relatively soon, I might try and catch a ride, but I imagine I'll be off of Minerva within a few days. So you know, if when you're leaving it's within the next 5 days, if you're heading towards the booth, give me a call. You have my contact information. I'd love to hire you again, or I'd love to pay for transport, not hire you, obviously. But
We get it. Yeah, if it works out that way, we'll let you know. But don't don't wait for us to get yourself back home.
absolutely. All right. Well, thank you.
And you enjoy the rest of your. I think that's the chicken today.
It tastes like it. If it's not chicken, it's a excellent uh, fake. I mean, I guess it might very well might not be chicken, right? We came from New Seoul, and their biosphere is not a mandate standard biosphere. So I imagine it's not chicken.
Probably not, but I feel like they've just made most things trend towards tasting like chicken, just to make things more palatable for most people.
Makes sense.
All right, I will leave you to it, and we'll announce when we are going into the drill.
All right. Do, do, do. I need someone to make a program intelligence check to basically, have scanned the area for
I
your
wonder who
flight.
we should have to do this. I don't know.
Go with my -1.
Oh yeah, same.
Oh, who's good at fixing things?
Nobody on this ship, as
Reading
far as I'm aware.
charts. Yeah, no. Hold on, I'm trying to. It's fine, I'll just scroll. All right, let's go. It's fine. Come on.
I'm just gonna roll.
No, stop.
Roll 21 to cooperate with you.
No, it's I have to do the thing.
Oh.
I was in edit.
Yeah.
9.
Sub 10. Wow.
Well, it's a
2
program roll, not a
1s.
fix roll.
True.
Neith
Oh, you're
still
right.
rolls
Oh, yeah.
3d6.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right. All right. Choose plus. Okay. Path looks good.
Boy, I don't like that, but okay.
Yeah.
Path look good. Meteor hits us. It's good.
This isn't meant to be metagamey. This is more like Most of us are unfamiliar with this system, David. Would it ruin things if you told us what roles just happened? Like what is happening so that we can learn the game?
Okay. So if you
You don't
knew,
need
if
to
you had
tell
gone
us.
through this scenario before, what you would metagame know is that Neith just rolled sensors,
Mm-hmm.
and I rolled sensors as well for another ship, and they beat you. So you don't know that you've gotten pinged,
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
and they are not showing up on your sensors.
Okay, but this is not like for the navigational role.
How
No.
many days out are we from drilling?
When this occurs, you're probably doing like basic sensor readings every day, right? Like just to update stuff. But when this occurs, you're a couple days away.
Okay. Well, I think I'll hold to the training for the how to manage the drill while I need to sleep.
Okay.
Just get into, I guess, the common space. Do we have a common space on this ship?
There's the mess hall.
I guess that will do.
Yeah, big. There's
Or the actually,
the situation room.
I guess I would hold it in the bridge because that's where I need to show people how to do things. As long as there's enough room for everybody.
There's plenty enough room. I mean, the ship is like the grids are not to scale at all. The ship's much bigger in terms of like your 5 foot squares.
Hmm.
Which in this they're actually 2 meter squares, but you know, yeah, I mean it's very easy. Basically, you're like, when this sensor looks like this, I need you to move the ship until it looks like this. Like,
Until it lines up, kind of thing.
yeah.
And if you see any big things happening on the sensor, or like all the dials are flashing, just wake me up. I'll probably complain, but eventually, I'll get it sorted. And if you tell me like a code red or whatever, I'll be up and ready to go. Just know that if these lines don't match, we have a problem. We can just turn the ship until they line up, and we'll be fine. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. And that's really all you need to know. Whatever you do, don't hit these buttons on the side here, because that will turn off the ship.
Put like tape over them or something.
I probably will do that. Do not press these. It's a bad idea. I don't want our reactor blowing up, because first of all, that would probably kill us all, and second of all, I think Neith would kill whoever hit those buttons in the grave.
This is a good assumption.
Okay then.
And I just give them like a rundown of what all the buttons do. Probably, if you're not really paying attention, you don't pick it all up because he's going rapid fire. What everything does, and he's just like in a rundown, like, okay, if I'm asleep, just do this, this, and this, and if something bad happens, wake me up. That's it.
Sounds reasonable. And quite simple. Is this what you do all day?
Well, sometimes it's a bit more complicated. For instance, if we're getting chased by a ship, then I have to do like 1,000 more things. But I doubt that's going to happen.
And since we have left, that has not happened. It must
Exactly.
be very nice to be up here doing this job.
I mean, it is stressful sometimes when you realize you have the lives of everybody on the ship in your hands. But then once you get
Yes.
past that, it's pretty chill.
I would know nothing about that.
No, it's not like you hold the power of the reactor in your hands, and if anything goes wrong, we could all blow up or anything. No, not at all.
That is correct.
I mean, I have my own coffee maker up here, so it's pretty nice.
That's why it's missing from the kitchen.
Look, I need it.
Probably don't have more than one yet.
Look, you have the 3D printer that does all those like simple meals down there, so it's nice. And I'm sure if you asked it to make coffee, it could certainly try, but I don't know if it's really good with liquids.
All right.
That all scared me.
Around now, because it's too funny for it not to happen now.
Mm.
Let's get a.
While you're getting that set up, we have a guest. Actually, we have all the guests. Simon is at my feet currently. Abaddon is up there. And Krieg is right here. Yes, hello.
Krieg is
You wanna come up
replacement
too?
microphone.
Yeah. Check one. Oh God, Simon, stop being squirmy. There we go. Now we got everyone on screen.
And they are all on stream.
Yeah. Look at how big
All
Simon
right.
is. He's a big boy.
Big boy.
Remember
He's
when
just
he
a
was
boy.
years?
I know.
The ship shakes slightly, and Scarra, you immediately recognize this for what it is. You have been impacted by some kind of weapon fire. Some alarms start going off. With this, like this person's like on your scans now. They've made themselves known.
Right, I don't hate to say this, but I'm gonna say battle stations, everybody, because we're a bit under fire. I know it's not my job to say this, but I just immediately sit down and like get into pilot seat.
I think Teddy takes like a second, but then is like starts calling out things of like Scar evasive maneuvers, Neith to the engines, Pleasant to the gunnery deck, Alfie back to the back to the guest quarters.
To the escape pod.
And I'm going to say this right now that since they're firing on us, I don't know if they're going to get through our shields or not, but I'll try my best to avoid them. Check for any fires if anything happens on the ship or any piercing or any holes. We need to patch those immediately. I don't know how well our shields are on the ship because we haven't really been in combat with them yet. So, eyes open, focus.
All right.
I don't
Aye,
mean
number 2.
Substitute armor for shields because there's no shields in the setting for your tech level. But yeah, basically same. So what you'll realize is you got hit by laser fire, which is low damage. So you guys did take 2 points of damage, but it has a high armor piercing value. So it has an AP of 20, and you guys have your armor's 3. So it cut right through the armor, did 2 points of damage.
So we do have Mad Boredom ship, but none of the stats or anything are filled out.
I forgot to do that. All right.
Should we take our break and
you can take our break and I'll fill it out. It'll be really quick.
All right. So yeah, I mean we are at about that time anyway. So we are going to take our break. So we are going to grab more water, grab more snacks, refresh ourselves, play with the cats. So we will be back in 10 to 15 minutes. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you real soon.
Bye, wave.
That's kind of a wave, Simon. Good job. Hello again, Internet. Thank you for sticking with us on our break. Are back and ready to go, and hopefully not get blown the hell up out of space.
Yes. All right. Well, in the off chance that it goes this way, before we get into the nitty gritty of the combat, you do get your comms do ping, and that the ship that fired on you is calling.
I'll pick it up. I guess if it's on the bridge.
Well, who's on comms?
Where is
Teddy?
comms? I guess Teddy will be because he has nowhere to be right now.
So there are captain actions, there are comm actions, bridge actions, engineering actions, gunnery actions, and general actions.
I'm right next to the comms, so.
Do you have programming?
Do I have programming? No.
Yeah. Then I wouldn't suggest you take. So you can take multiple stations, right? And
I guess,
yeah.
I'll just stick as bridge piloting stuff.
Okay. All right. So yeah, Neith, I assume you would put the comm through for people to hear. Okay.
Yeah.
It's You just hear a voice kind of come over, and it's kind of like slightly distorted, as if they're like trying to hide their
Mm-hmm.
their voice from your recordings.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of says like, "Hey, I see you guys are coming out here. I'm not sure if you're aware of this or not, but there's a little bit of a toll to move through this area."
Captain, were we aware that there was a toll?
Or not, which makes me think that they are full of shit. Um. Okay.
How would you like me to proceed?
Let's get a scan, figure out if there's more than the one ship.
I mean, it is the galactic greeting. The galactic greeting is if you see another ship, you have to shoot at them, right? It's just how it is.
Hold,
Yeah, the
please.
government would probably call you before they shot you.
No,
You're pretty
Scarra speaking out his ass.
Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna do another scan. So this guy's ship is on your scanners now. It is smaller, so it's like a fighter craft. But yeah,
Do a
well,
program?
this can be a part of the lead up. Yeah, just do a program plus it.
Should we keep him talking so he
Oh,
doesn't shoot us again?
14. All right, so you're good. It looks like this person's out here alone.
Okay. We were unaware of a toll and did not plan for one. Please let us go by before we have to take drastic action.
I don't think anyone wants a fight here. Just transfer over 2,000 credits, and I think we can. Everyone can go their separate ways.
Of course. Hold, please. Captain, I believe we should fire back.
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. Guard.
Am I hearing ramming speed?
Maybe
No,
not that.
no.
But given that they are a smaller ship, how do you rate our odds at outmaneuvering them?
They definitely probably have a faster ship than us. But if we, is there any asteroids or anything in the sector of space, or is it just empty?
So for escaping, it's just a pilot action, and if you win 3 times, basically if you get 3 escape tokens, you escape. So we don't have to worry about any like
I reckon we have a good
asteroids
chance.
or whatever.
I was just thinking of cover if I were to fly behind anything like big floating rocks in space.
It's kind of they kind of narratively take that out and just have it be a part of like what makes sense for what the roles you guys
Fair
do.
enough. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think we should be fine. Honestly, if we were trying to escape from this guy, then easy.
I think try and get away, but return fire so that they are less inclined to give chase.
How good are the weapons on this ship? I haven't had the chance to look.
Looks like we've got full laser, has 20 armor piercing. Probably what. There's a sand thrower, which is described as flak, so I don't know how useful that would be in space.
So it's really good against fighters, it turns out.
Okay.
I believe you effectively have advantage on shots against fighter-sized craft. Let me double check that.
We are compiling the money. Do you accept Dogecoin?
Oh, not only is the attack with advantage, the damage is with advantage too.
Dang. Okay.
This guy chose the wrong battle. He's like, oh yes, I see that massive cruiser with giant space cannons on it. Let's attack it.
So it's really a pretty small gun. It's only one hard point. It's only one mass. It uses like not a lot of power. So it's this is why you have it, is for pirates like him.
I bet he was like, I have like I bet he was thinking to himself, maybe they'll think there's like a lot more of us or something.
I think he's just thinking you don't want to fight. It costs money to repair a ship, and 2,000 credits might be enough for you to be like, we'd have to pay more in repairs. And
Yeah.
he probably doesn't know you have a flat cannon.
Ramming speed. No.
Well,
All right,
ramming
so-
speed away.
We're gonna need someone to roll initiative.
Oh,
Dun, dun,
yes.
do that again.
Which it's
There's a
you
button in
should
the-
have
there's
a
a button
button,
on it.
but it's a D8 plus your dex.
There's a button in the top right of your character sheet. Do we do it on the ship, or is it just each individual?
Someone do it as their character. I don't care who. But there's a ship initiative. All right.
I got
Okay.
it.
Go for it.
9.
Nice. That's the max you could get.
Ooh, okay. So you guys go first. All right. I have learned more about this since the last time we did it. The command points, I believe that they're called. The how you guys do your stuff does reset every round.
Like resets to 0, or we
to
get
0. Are you?
But we do
you
get-
have
we do-
the captain the cool captain folk guy?
I believe that Ted does.
yes. Yeah, so Star
so-
Captain.
You start with 2.
Do we always reset back to 2?
Yes.
Okay.
Essentially, yeah, set back to 2, and then also, ship you captain gains bonus hit points equal to 20% of its maximum at the start of each combat. Damage is taken from these bonus points first, and they vanish at the end of the fight. Do not require repairs to replenish before the next. In addition,
Okay.
once per engagement, you may resolve a crisis as an instant action by explaining how your leadership resolves the problem.
Okay. Which is good, because one of the things you can do to ignore a hit is take a ship crisis. So that's something that Teddy can do as the captain. He can just be like, he can use a captain action to be like, no, we're doing a crisis. He can do that once per round. And then the rest of the crew can basically also do that once per round as a general thing. You could just be like, no, we take a crisis instead.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of survivability in that. I mean, be careful on that. Some of the ship crises can literally be like, this person's now dying.
Yeah.
So you don't want ship crises. But if the ship was going to blow up, might as well take the crisis. Yeah. So the thing will be then is to generate the command points. Any of these stations that aren't being used will automatically generate you 1 command point. Because you guys can only do, if someone's in charge of 2, they have to choose 1, and basically those instruments are still there providing some level of help. And then you can always anyone can always do general actions, and with those you can also generate command points. So in this regard, probably some people with like skills up to 3 and stuff like that could do a really good job on generating command points. With the above and beyond, you roll against a difficulty 9. On a success, you gain whatever skill you rolled in command points plus 1. You'd have to describe how is this helping, but like, so for example, Neith could be like, I'm gonna do my engineering stuff and I'm gonna put extra power to the weapons or something. And bada bing, bada boom, generate, potentially 4 command points. But then there's also always do your duty, which just generates 1 command point, and that is what the stations that aren't in use basically just do automatically. Also, Alfie is here and generates 1 command point for you guys by helping out in some fashion. He's going somewhere and he's helping.
He's being an intern. He's getting his coffee, making sure we got back rubs
Yeah.
and everything.
He's running around. He's doing stuff to help.
What you're saying is he's being a good dog.
Mm-hmm.
got Scarra on the bridge. Presumably, now that we are getting into things, Neith is in engineering. Pleasant or Erstwhile is on gunnery.
Probably Erstwhile. Just because Pleasant does have the whole thing of he's not capable of killing anyone.
Is he capable of damaging them?
Yeah, but that would mean something like him being like, the risk of this sand thrower destroying the fighter is too high. I can't shoot it at him.
Fair enough.
Okay. And either have him on comms or ready to do general stuff, I think.
Okay. He's decent at programming. He's not as good as Neith, or not. Yeah, Neith, but he's good enough. Again, these don't worry about where it is on the ship. Neith can theoretically take both, and then Pleasant can do the other one. You could flip back and forth each round.
Have an elaborate system of pulleys throughout the ship.
They're just like going to be more like, we have the engineering section on the map here, but basically you guys are all on the bridge.
Right. So
We start with 2 command points.
And so as the captain, I basically decide what order things happen in.
Mhm.
Yes. So yeah, you go, okay, first up is comms, second is engineering, so on and so forth. And I'm going to get my little notepad up.
In order to escape combat, by the way, I do need 4 command points.
And then, so in your captain actions, you can also give one department. You can make one action in that department will require 2 fewer command points.
Just thinking about like terms of our inner ship initiative compared with like the initiative that we rolled. I forget, how does that work? Does it like one department goes,
your
then
ship
they go?
So your ship goes first. All your departments go, and then this ship goes.
Okay.
And they would, if they were, so I don't do the department thing. I just have a number of command points I get to spend on stuff.
So I'm thinking if we do, I use the support department to make escape combat take 2 fewer. It uses our 2 to start. Then we have this turn probably comms and engineering your duty, and then gunnery can fire off 1 weapon. Feel about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. So
Aye, aye, Captain.
the order is bridge, comms, engineering,
Because
and gunnery.
with the escape combat, we're not really maneuvering just yet. We're just building up those escape tokens. Should still be within range to shoot even guard combat.
Yeah. I mean, it's space. You guys, like, the range on your weapons is going to be pretty large.
We have to be within stabbing distance.
Like, I didn't check the range on.
For
On
ships
these
that have
guns.
melee combat, I feel bad for.
Do they even
In
tell
Space
you?
Sweeper, they do like ship melee combat almost.
Yeah, they don't tell you the range on these guns because it's like basically
Why would
not
you, right?
appropriate. Like in actual space combat, you probably can't. If you looked out a window, you couldn't see the other ship.
Mm.
Like, it's probably when
Unless
it
they
starts.
were right next to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you have computer assisted targeting. You have all this stuff. Like, you guys are relatively far away from each other.
Okay, so
In space, nobody can see you shoot.
so let's do it. So
All right.
support department I'm just in my head. There's like a video game UI of like point costs going up and down, and like meters filling and emptying, do all this stuff. So, uh, I guess for escape combat, we need a Dex pilot skill check plus the
Right.
ship's speed.
And
Yes.
your speed is 3.
So I get to roll pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have 4 command points, sorry? Or are we
Well,
halving
you-
that down to
We
2?
start with the 2, and I did the thing where
Yes.
it takes it down
Okay.
to 2. And we'll
Right,
have
so I'm rolling pilot plus what? Sorry?
Dex or Int, your choice.
Yes. I'm using Dex. And is it plus anything else?
Plus 3 for our ship's speed.
Plus 3. Okay. 14.
Okay. Okay. You got
I'm one hell of a pilot.
You got 1 escape token.
They have a ship at 6 speed.
Well, he's got a +1 to his roll overall. His ship is 5 speed, but still. Let's see. Do I have any kind of? Yeah, I got this. It's for my other game, but we'll have to find a better token for your actual ship, and we'll delete one of these guys.
I'd like to think as they're trying to catch up, Scarra kind of flips some switches on the top, and then as soon as they fire, he just like dips the ship in actual 3D space, so down.
Mm-hmm.
So just as soon as they're like firing, he immediately changes the position of the ship.
All right.
So pure focus.
Okay. Yeah, so that's all you will be able to do because
Yep.
your command points have reached 0.
Mhm.
Comms. Neith, do you want to be comms this round, or do you want? All right.
Unless we
Are
need
you-
something the engine to do.
No. I mean, it just depends on what. Are you doing your? Are you going to do your duty, or are you going to do the risk of rolling?
I was gonna do my duty.
Okay. Okay. Well, that'll give you the 2 command points, and then we'll give because well, actually no, you guys will have another command point because Alfie's around generating a command point
Mhm.
somewhere in the mix of things. So yeah, Pleasant, Alfie, and Neith will generate a command point.
And I guess we could have Gunnery do fire all guns, because we have 3.
Yeah,
The
we've
flak
got
and
3.
the laser.
So the way this will work, if anyone else ever fires guns, is we've got your guns set to 0 here. So you just take your attack bonus plus your shoot skill and add that to the roll as a modifier. But let's see here. Erstwhile. Look up her stuff. I think her attack bonus will now be, she's a partial warrior. So it should be same as yours. Is your attack bonus 4, Teddy?
Mine is currently.
Oh, that's the other thing. Everyone's attack bonuses should have gone up with the level because your attack bonuses are level divided by 2, and then your partial warriors get a total of +2. I think you're going to get another +1 maybe next level.
Also, adventures with partial warrior class option may add a cumulative +1 to their attack bonus at levels 1 and 5.
Oh, well then it should be a 5.
Also, having a total +1 attack bonus at level 1 and +4 at level 5.
Oh.
But we're now at level 6.
Oh yeah. So it goes up. So you should have a 5.
Okay.
Sorry, what should the rest of us have?
You should each have an attack bonus of 3.
Okay.
All right. And Erstwhile has +1 Dex. So and has at the moment no additional shoot, but
They should have +5
yeah.
attack bonus for being a warrior.
Yeah. So I am gonna just add 6 to it because the dex will get added in as well to each of these. So modifier 6. Wit. Oh, that's gonna hit on the first one.
Okay.
And then this one actually I'm gonna roll twice and take the better of.
First one I imagine is gonna miss.
Yep. The second one I think hits. It's a a fast little ship though, so it might not. I gotta double check.
What if we mentioned talking about this on the break, or if we did it when we came back? But so our ship has 2 weapons. It's got a multifocal laser, which is the first one that hit and has armor piercing, so that's going to do. Then our second weapon is a sand thrower, which is a black weapon, which has advantage essentially against a fighter like our enemy is.
So sadly, it misses. The flat cannon misses even with the advantage. Its AC is 16.
Was that 21?
So the
That
21
was
does
from
hit with the
the
laser.
laser.
But
Okay.
the flat
Yeah.
cannon, which is what would have gotten advantage on the damage.
So it would have done
Disadvantage,
its
yeah.
4 damage.
Wow.
I mean the ship is small, so
It just probably doesn't have much health.
the one hit is kind of nasty on it.
I hope he starts regretting his life choices.
All right. So this ship can now. So that's going to end out your ship's turn. And it is going to do another shot at you. I follow laser and only get what was this? Plus. Three. Okay.
Battle music in the background while we wait.
Oh, I have battle music on.
I can't play actual music because stream.
All right. So he is going to hit you again for another 4 damage. Which will what his first one was
2 initially.
2 damage. And so you have 4 temporary hit points basically at the start of each battle. So now you're down to 18 health out of 20. All right. He's going to do that, but he is also going to try and roll to escape.
So we're trying to escape from each other is what I'm hearing
Yes.
right now.
But you're still within firing range of each other.
Like when you've got the dogs that are snarling at each other, but they're both either like on a leash or on opposite sides of the fence, and then you remove the barrier, and then they're like, oh, wait. They don't actually want to fight anymore.
It's like, they've removed the safety barrier.
All right. So the way this will work is now that he's doing this, he's just going to automatically succeed unless you try and stay close to him on your piloting mecha. Do you roll an opposed check, or do you just let him get a little farther away?
Captain, what should I do?
Let's let them back off, but be prepared to return fire the moment they return to range.
Let them go.
Okay, so you're now at 2 escape tokens collectively between the group, which will take us back to y'all's ship. And he's not gonna try and not escape. or not. He's going to let you try and escape. So again, you'll succeed, and combat is over, basically. But you maintain a target lock on the ship the entire time you're in the system. So you just see him continue to like fly away.
Okay, so he does not pursue us.
Yeah.
Everyone okay? Status report. That's what I'm supposed to say, right?
Aye, and took a little bit damage, but it seems like we're all right. I mean, I have taken no damage. Yep, all in one. Well, mostly all in one piece.
Speak for yourself. The ship is off kilter. Shut up.
I can't. You know I can't. Okay.
I can't help it. My suit gets buggy. It's all the excitement.
Right, laddie. Yes. Okay.
Should we look into getting your voice changer some duct tape or something, or is it a smaller issue than duct tape would fix?
I'm not going to even begin to talk to you about this right now. Okay, we got to fix the ship first.
Oh, right. Yes. Tell us
Maybe
what we
one-
need to do.
What do we need to do?
All right.
If we can do
Um,
anything while we're in space.
yeah, you can do stuff while you're in space. I don't think you guys have any spare parts. Well,
wasn't-
you guys could have bought spare parts before you left. You would have known it's a possibility you'd need them. If you
we could be
want
like,
any,
if we got hit by an asteroid or something, you know, like it's always good to have
Yeah.
spare parts.
I think
You can
I
buy-
have spare parts.
Yeah, yeah,
you,
Pleasant.
you will.
Whoa, hey, whoa, that's my son.
But they can like
need-
make constructs, right?
No, that was security could make the constructs.
Ah,
Pleasant,
okay.
Oh,
Pleasant can make like telekinetic armor for himself and telekinetic weapons.
Yeah, make a telekinetic weapon and just put it over the hole.
Not how this
Don't-
So you
works.
don't have any hull breaches or anything like that.
Okay,
So you're fine on those things.
I have
Uh,
6 spare parts.
Okay. Let's look here. I forgot. how
I do
much-
love that the description is like this big. You get 3 words. You can make it bigger, but I think it's funny.
Spare parts? Or...
No, in your gear, it has like the number, the name, and the description, and the description is like 3 words. But you can, I mean, you can scroll up and down, but that's all you get.
Yeah. Armor has.
All right. Oh, you know what? I can look to see how much
Poke
spare
myself
parts
in the
cost
eye.
on the other ship's ledger because they bought spare parts. Okay. So spare ship parts. They bought 1 ton for 10,000 credits.
Come in
Wow.
smaller
And-
denominations.
I mean, you could do less than 1 ton. You guys do have 160 tons worth of cargo space on your ship. But yeah, so I mean, if you wanted half a ton, 5,000, 10th of a ton, 1,000 credits.
Sounds like a ton of work to do.
We can
Yep.
venture out the airlock, sir.
Hey,
But no.
look, my character name is a literal pun, so I mean, obviously not the Scarra part, but
We want to go ahead and have a ton of spare parts so that we can, if it is needed, and maybe we won't
Sure.
ever need to buy some again. We're just
Yeah.
front loading the cost.
Yeah, there we go.
yeah, always good to have stuff in advance, just in case. It's not like we're gonna go run out of money, right? Right?
Maintenance repair, 113. There we go. Had to flip and look up the thing in the back. All right. What can you do?
We just need a fresh coat of paint. It's all right. We need to get like stylize our ship to have Tad Boredom on the side of it.
Okay. Okay.
Put
So
flames on
you
it so it can
don't.
go faster.
You're not going to need to use any of those spare parts right now. That's more for if like a system breaks. Like if you took out your engines
Where
or
would you
something
take
like
them?
that.
To like a nice dinner, or I'll stop.
It's going to happen now. You'll find your engines at a restaurant. No. All
Neith
right.
will feel betrayed.
Make me sad.
Yeah. So basically that would be the tonnage would be it's more to use like for like actual real maintenance. So that could go towards like if you needed to do severe maintenance for the ship or something like that, or your 6-month maintenance if you wanted to do that yourself, you could put it towards that. But yeah.
In terms of patching up the points of damage that we have, right?
I will just want a fix check.
Okay.
You have someone who's very good at that.
Oh
Shim, they're not on the
no.
ship.
I have to do everything around here. 10.
Okay. Yeah. Good enough.
Are we healed of that too?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give yourself your 2 hit points back. All right.
There's one point where Scarra is up in the main cabin of the ship, the pilot's chair, and he just hears like rattling in the like ducts above him, like, and then like as it moves around, there's like a goosh as the air vent opens up, and you see just Neith's like upper torso. She doesn't have her mask on, and she's just like hands out, like looking down at you.
Howdy. Okay, well,
Slowly moves back up,
having
grabs
been
the gate, pulls it back up.
He's probably got his coffee in his hands, like puts it down. It's like
Rattle.
I just, as you're rattling, I just on the ship just to shake it around a bit.
There's like a growl, and then the tail slaps, and dust falls down, putting a nice layer of dust all over. Scatter.
That's the other one. Yeah, the ship design. There must be. We're gonna just have to say there's artificial gravity. I don't know if if it is within.
Are we able to turn it off? Can I turn it off in specifically the air vents? Can I turn them off specifically in the air vents?
No, don't give us this power, David. Don't get sucked into this.
I think
you know it's going to be used later for something nefarious.
I think we'll just say that it's just built to be on. You're going to need to do some like pretty significant engineering stuff to turn off the artificial gravity.
Every single time Neith isn't in the engineering bay doing something else, eating something, taking a bath, I'll just be like in the engineering bay trying to figure out how the artificial gravity.
Because if there is no
studying
artificial
the manual,
gravity, your guys' ship blueprint makes no fucking sense. If anyone's ever seen The Expanse, you guys, so your ship's built like it's long, like a normal boat would be, and you'd walk around the length of it. If you didn't have artificial gravity, you'd want it to be built the other way, like it's a building where you go up, where the bottom's the engines, and because you gravity would be from accelerating, from like, so down would always be the engines, or you would have no gravity. So this way implies that the engines are underneath the ship and you fly flat at everything. So, yeah. All right. Artificial gravity exists. But yeah,
No, we just
you
walk
make
around
it.
everywhere in mag boots.
You make it. You have like another day of travel before you're at the edge of space, the edge of drill space, basically, and you can do the drill calculations and leave. Takes you like an hour or something like that to get all the stuff worked out and punched in, and you drill into metadimensional space.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
It's kind of think a little bit Star Wars esque, in that there's kind of that like energy kind of build up at the front of the ship if anyone's looking at the out the windows. But it's going to be kind of like multicolored and stuff. And as you then drill into metadimensional space, you have to like lower blinds over the windows and whatnot, because it's just like blinding multicolored light surrounding you at all times. And there's like little flows of like kind of energy eddies and stuff like eddies. Let's basically think you're in an ocean of energy. And you guys are like a submarine or something.
Damn, Craig's trying to eat my notes.
I mean,
sorry, the cat ate my homework.
Stop it.
This fucking bastard. Get off the
Freak,
table.
how dare you?
I'm trying to be a good student. I mean, character.
Yeah. You now have 6 days of metadimensional travel. Now is when it starts. Someone has to be on the bridge at all times. Pleasant is more than willing to basically take every night shift if everyone wants to continue to sleep on the same schedule.
Unless somebody pushes Scarra to go to sleep, he will definitely spend trying to spend at least 24 hours just sat down at the front until somebody says, "Hey, you should go to sleep."
Oh.
I think
it's just
can I
working.
do a thing?
Yeah. What are you doing?
I want to pull a prank on Scarra.
Yeah, I knew it. I already do it. Go for it.
Like 23 hours into his shift, I want to have like over time copied and masked his voice with my mask, and then just over the comms, and I'm not going to attempt to do your accent that you're doing. That's not going to be good for either of us. I'm just going to say, Scarra, you there?
He doesn't respond.
Scarra, it's your conscience.
God damn it, this is biting me back from 2 years ago. My conscience. What does my conscience have to say to me?
You've been awake for too long. You're starting to hallucinate.
I've certainly stayed up longer than this, but please do go on, my conscience.
I think something's wrong. And then I'm going to hit a button that has, but from a program I've created, and all the lights start flickering. Nothing changes on the comms, just the lights on the consoles.
I think he just quickly he's gonna check some dials and just make sure that everything's actually okay with the power levels of the ship. And try and figure out why the lights are flickering and probably where they're flickering from. If this is somebody fucking with me or if this is actually something wrong with the ship. Would that be like a notice or a program, I guess, or something like
that? To see what's going on with the ship. So what are you doing this?
Or a minister or something. I'm just trying to figure out where the problem is coming from. If it's
because I'm not actually fucking with anything. I'm just turning the lights on the consoles on.
I'm just trying to figure out if this is an actual problem with the power fluctuations or if this is just somebody fucking with me.
Gotcha. So Neith How are you talking? You're talking to him through comms. Is it like the ship? Is it like the intercoms of the ship? Is everyone hearing this conversation
Or you're
right
doing
now?
it through my
No.
personal link
Oh, that would be better.
because I have
No,
that
I think
on.
it's the like just the the
Just in the
cabin.
bridge.
Yeah, just
Okay.
in the bridge.
Okay. Um. All right. Yeah, for like the instrumentation and stuff, I think a pilot check is allowed.
Okay.
You'd be able to like be like, this is
7. Wow, I rolled with 2 and a 1. Yeeks.
okay. So for I think this is going to be unopposed here. Neith, give me a program roll to see how good of a job you
I'm
do
I'm
at
absolutely
simulating that
lost.
stuff is bad. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
13.
Damn it, I had to
All
roll
right.
low. I can't figure
Yeah.
out what's going on. I think I'm going to stand up and look to Pleasant, who's probably in the bridge. Are they in the bridge?
Uh,
If we knew that you were doing like 24 hours and you were gung ho about it, Pleasant is probably there ready to take over, and we probably gave Pleasant secret instructions like starts passing out, just go ahead and take over.
I'm gonna turn to Pleasant and be like, do you hear this going on?
I do.
All right.
Scarra, I think perhaps you need to sleep.
Yes, 1 second. I'm gonna sleep after I do something, just real quick, because I don't think anybody else can mimic my voice that well. So
I mean, you've been talking to yourself for a few minutes now. It's weird.
I appreciate the try, Pleasant. I really do. But
Hmm?
just hold this for me. I give him my coffee. You might need it because it's long shit. Whatever. Yeah, I realize you're a robot, and that might not make
Thanks.
sense. I'm gonna make my way out of the bridge and towards the engineering bay where Neith probably is.
I just picture Neith like with headphones on, like like right up to a microphone, like Scarra.
And then I'm gonna go up to the door of the engineering bay and find like some nearby furniture and just put it in front of the door. And then go to bed.
Scarra?
I think Pleasant will just come over and be like, Scarra left.
Good. Good. Well, I'm gonna turn in. Cause you just takes off the legs, climbs the wall, goes into the vent, unblocks the door. Oh, it's on.
All right.
You started this.
I did.
The prank war has begun. Yeah, I think if there's any more attempts at 24 hours of piloting, I think Pleasant will be rather adamant about taking the night shift in further cases.
The only reason I wanted to do the first day is because I didn't want the first day immediately fucking up.
Mhm.
I wanted to make sure at least the first day went well, and then if any other day went well, at least I had the excuse to be like, I stayed up for 24 hours.
Yeah, yeah. Give yourself a solid excuse for failure.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Is there any scenes anyone wants to have while in metadimensional space?
So is like looking into energy, is it the same as like looking at the eclipse with your bare eyes, or is it not
No,
that dangerous?
it's not dangerous. It would just be mildly unpleasant. It's just really bright. Like a really bright flashlight, you
It's
know.
the opposite of pleasant.
Well, not a really bright flashlight. Some of those are really, really bright. But a bright flashlight.
It just had a great idea for a Teddy and Erstwhile scene. But I think just throughout the time in metadimensional space, you all might notice Teddy is like pulling up one of the blinds and just like looking out at the energy for a little bit until it gets to be too much and closing it again.
I did have a thought. I wanted to possibly let Teddy try his mind magic on me because he seemed a bit bummed out that I didn't let him do it on me. It's been a few days and I've been thinking about it, be like trying to figure out how it could be useful for the team. So I just kind of approached him in the mess hall during one of my during one of the times when Pleasant is working on it. Hey, Teddy, Captain Teddy.
Uh, it depends. Is something going wrong with the ship?
Oh no, nothing wrong with the ship as far as I'm aware.
Then
I mean,
I'm
I
just
heard my
Teddy.
conscience talking to me for a little bit, but I think that was just Neith fucking with me, to be honest.
Maybe. Told me that she doesn't really fuck people. Um.
No,
Oh.
whatever.
Oh. Okay. I misheard. I gotcha. Anyway.
Right. What I meant, I was just, back in New Cial, how we figured out you had mind magic and all that stuff, and you like tried it on Neith and all. I kind of felt bad because like I don't know how much use. I'm like trying to think of the logistics of this, and the more you practice that kind of stuff, it might be incredibly useful for the group. So I thought, you could practice some on me.
Oh, yeah.
Like if I think of a picture, can you try and describe the picture back or something?
I think that's something. Right. Thank you
Try.
for reconsidering, and I will do my best to be careful with our brains.
Yes. My brain isn't quite as smart as Neith's, so I'm not sure if it would hold up. I'm not sure if that's how it works, but I have no idea. I guess mermaid brains and human brains are different. I'm going off track.
I, I, I don't know how the brains work exactly. I'm not the one to know that.
Right. Hit me. I just take a seat, push stuff away from me.
Contacting an ally who has practiced the process with a psychic for at least a week. Opening the contact normally requires no effort at all. So I think this would just be something that throughout the time of the travel, and probably some of this even started before we were in the drill, was Teddy trying to practice this with those who were willing.
Oh yeah,
By the time we arrive in Minerva, I'll be able to open a telepathic contact with you all for no effort.
I want to give also good like reason for you to be able to use that ability.
So Scar is going to be okay with practicing for
Yeah.
about a week on it. How about Neith over the course of the travels?
Yeah, I think so.
Just as long as Teddy doesn't dig into his memories or something. I
All
don't know if
right.
that's something you can
Don't
do,
even
but
know if I can at this point.
I have no idea.
Well, actually, now that I'm level 3,
Scarra just says there's a boundary on my memories. Do not touch them, please.
Teddy would not try, but just that we are aware mechanically, now that I'm level 3 telepathy, like it can drill down into the target's memory to get a 1 or 2 second answer any single question they ask, or receive a single answering vision of the target's recollection.
Okay.
Target can attempt a mental saving throw to resist the power, and whether or not it succeeds, the contact is automatically ended. It can be reestablished, but only by activating again. So,
I think Neith would be up for that if you wanted to try it on her.
Yeah, at some point.
I think Scarra would definitely set boundaries, but like if it was recent memories from meeting Teddy, then it would be okay.
There's just a whole lot of practicing telepathy going on in downtime.
All right.
Yes, right now. Currently, I have 6 effort I can spend. So, like, some of this stuff is effort for a day, but the intent of the practice travel is so that we can do telepathic communication for no effort.
Hmm. Assuming that Erstwhile will be okay with it, you can just spend 3 effort a day for 7 days and be good, or you could split it up. I mean, you're gone for 18 days.
Yep.
If you only want to spend 2, you could pretty easily do that. Yeah. All right. On the 3rd day, Scarra, during your shift on the bridge, you're paying attention to the instruments and whatnot, as much as you are, but at the same time, this is relatively boring. You get a little beep of an alarm. It's always plenty enough time for you to change course, and you have like some kind of guide rails on the sensors to show you like kind of stay within this pre-programmed path to
He's like,
keep
I
on
really want to
path.
turn these off, but I'm like, I really shouldn't.
Yeah, this is the path you calculated for Minerva, like kind
Yeah.
of showed before you. This is your margin of error. So if you need to move around any metadimensional, turbulence, this is the area in which you're allowed to move around in it. And everything looks good. When all of a sudden there is a kind of loud thunk on the hull of the ship, which isn't like a thing. There's not stuff in metadimensional space usually.
What the fuck?
And then some like impact alarms go off, like there was a hull collision.
I'm just gonna turn on the comms, flick on the comms, be like, it seems something has collided with us, but there shouldn't be anything in dimensional space, so keep your wits about you, everybody.
All right.
Can we get a potential scan? I don't know.
Calibrating. Please hold.
Okay.
Are there like cameras on the outside of the ship so we can see?
There are, but they're down in metadimensional space right now. The energy is too much for them to be able to differentiate. Yeah. Your scanners, I mean, you have scanners because they're made for metadimensional energy.
Yeah.
So
I think I rolled twice. Guess what?
no, the 13 was to mess with
right.
with Scarra. So you got a 12. Okay. It takes you a minute because you're trying to figure out what the heck to like what's going on. This isn't a normal thing. And then you manage to kind of like get the right filters on the scan, and you find you're in something of kind of a debris field.
Oh. We are in a debris field. Perhaps. I do not know what to do.
You would assume it's a debris field. I will say.
I'll try and make minimal evasive maneuver, I guess, but I can't make too much of an evasive maneuver, or we might fly outside of the drill. How much space do I have to avoid in order to not jump out the
enough that you can avoid it, but not so much that that you don't need to roll. So I want a pilot roll from you.
Okay. Please. No, do I get a modifier from the ship?
No.
Okay.
No.
13.
Okay, that's good.
I am a trained pilot. Who knows?
So, in like the time it took to kind of figure out what was going on and to start the maneuvers and whatnot, and then to get out of the field, you're only going to take there's 3 more collisions.
Oh.
Question: if we drop out of metadimensional space,
you can't.
Like, okay.
In order to do that, I'd have to actually veer off the ship, but that might do something terrible to the ship.
Right.
You would just still be in metadimensional space. To leave metadimensional space, you need a gravity well. so you can't leave metadimensional space till you get close to a sun.
Right. So I would leave the drill, but it would still be a dimensional space, and that wouldn't be good because then we wouldn't have the ability to leave that dimensional space.
You would go until basically you would go till either you explode from like metadimensional energy destroying the ship because your drill isn't good enough to keep you in metadimensional space for very long, or you would go until you find another gravity well.
Okay. I'm trying to avoid these things as best as I can, but it's very difficult. Just everybody hold on to your butts, I guess, but I'm trying to get as out of here as fast as I can.
I do not have a butt.
Well, hold on to your tail. Hold on to Pleasant's butt.
During that scan, did I notice any mayday, like any signals from anybody? Okay, like a ship going down.
I'd say the scan is just with the sheer amount of like kind of overwhelming energy of metadimensional space. It's more like a radar sonar thing where it's just like, here's the spots where there is something.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting any kind of data on like, is this metal? You know, what is this?
I really hope that guy didn't try and fly also into a drill from that small little shitty fighter pilot earlier.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe he called his friends.
Well, I think as this maneuvering is happening, Teddy is gonna pull up a map of like essentially the star chart that we have that shows where systems can jump to each other, and it's just like,
okay,
we know that called the Oasis of the Stars, trying to get to New Sol from Space Vegas, or
it was coming from Pangea.
Okay, so unless something terrible happened, because my thought was like it exploded in metadimensional space and we just ran through its debris, but unless it like overshot New Sol and like ended up between New Sol and Minerva, that's probably not what happened. So Teddy is just trying to figure this out and is vocalizing these thoughts, and is like, okay, so no, that's probably not what happened. Did not just crash through the debris of the Oasis of the Stars. I don't have any ideas what might have happened then.
I just recommend everybody strap in and hopefully we can just get through this. I don't think stopping the ship is I don't know even though we can stop the ship if we're in the drill. We can't. That's the answer to that. Space Jesus has just told me that we cannot stop the ship.
Space Jesus, take the wheel.
Boy, is there any?
Can we use weapons when we're in the drill?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'll just do our best.
We could just do weird relativistic things of like, okay, we shoot the laser, but then it's just like stuck there as we are zooming past.
Yeah, true. Okay, what I'm gonna recommend right now is if we do get a hull breach, immediately patch it up. I mean, that's the only thing I can say, to be honest.
I mean, I will do my best.
So
but the ship is big.
The drill has like sort of a field that is protecting you from metadimensional space. So if you get a hull breach, it's bad, but you're not gonna like have metadimensional energy just like rush in and like kill
it's
you
like
all or anything.
Sea of water.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that would be also the vacuum of space. If we get a hull breach, that would be very bad because we cannot breathe.
I honestly don't even know how quickly you'd lose oxygen because it's not like it's a vacuum. It's filled with stuff. But
yeah, vacuums are also filled with stuff like dust.
I mean, not a lot of it.
I was making a home appliance joke.
Yes, I was.
Gotcha. I was thinking about actual dust that is in actual space. But okay. Yeah. I mean, you got out quick. I mean, you're in it for like, maybe 5 minutes. You get a total of 4 thunks on the hull. There's no, hull breach alarms. The the what I will say is the debris field that you saw, it's big, but it doesn't seem big enough to be the Oasis of the Stars. I will say that. You would expect there to be a whole lot of debris. This is one of the biggest ships in the sector. It's basically of a capital class hull, which is, really speaks to Space Vegas and that they wasted a capital class hull on leisure instead of making it one of the largest warships in the sector. But
well, it seems we've gotten through the rough and tough, so you can let go of your butts now.
There's a thought.
And tail. So it should be fine. Pleasant, do you mind taking this for now? I would like to go get some food after that.
I would love to.
Just call me if anything goes wrong.
Absolutely.
I'll make my way to the canteen and get myself a full English breakfast.
All right.
Even if I'm playing
a Texan breakfast.
Even if I'm playing an American space cowboy, I'm still English in the heart.
Texas breakfast is good.
I don't even know what Texan breakfast is, to be honest.
I'll send it to you, don't you worry.
Yeah.
Better than beans on toast.
I don't like beans on toast. I hate beans on toast. I find it disgusting.
And join the club, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've never tried it, but I don't usually like beans, so.
I also don't like beans. I might just do it, to be honest.
I had beans for lunch. Can I make a note of where that was?
The ship's log. The ship will have automatically recorded it in its flight data. You're definitely going to want to tell people this exists.
I'll just be like, hey, avoid this path.
The other thing would be is that it's also got to be really new because you guys had like probably same day flight path recordings to help plot this drill, and no one else encountered this.
Weird. Can we make a phone call?
No.
Okay.
We are unable to contact anybody while we're in this thing, I think.
Yeah.
This is, in my understanding, basically the ultimate bottle episode conditions. Like, we are completely cut off from everyone else. It's just us.
So when we make pranks with each other, we're going to sit with them for a few days without any interaction with other people. So I can only imagine the pranks getting worse and worse.
I'm sure they're subtle.
No, I already did the last one. I don't think Scarra would initiate it again. Unless... I'll have to think of something.
That's our 2 weeks break. It's just us thinking. Oh, I won't be here next time, so we have a lot of time.
So,
swapping out the pool of water for a pool of barbecue sauce. I'm
going to move it a little bit here so we can get to a good break point before our break. Well, before end of session. Yeah, end of session and then break. But so the next day doesn't really matter who's in the bridge when this occurs, but you whoever's there begins to hear some hull breach alarms.
Oh boy.
I think we figured out what those alarms would be and get to it very quickly.
All right. So they're a little bit scattered on the ship, but you get to the first one, whoever gets there, and you see that there is kind of like there's a small hole in the ship, and it's kind of like a fibrous material is almost taken root in the ship, and you see it kind of grow. It's up out through the hull, and it's kind of made its way into the ship, and you see it kind of moving and branching out, and kind of like you see these like kind of it just keeps splitting. Think like a rope that just keeps splitting into finer and finer threads. And as it kind of moves, the threads then kind of brush up against the interior hull of the ship here, and you see it start to kind of push its way into the hull. Like the hull offers almost no resistance to it, as it then sort of like takes root, and you see it begin to kind of peel pieces away of the hull and whatnot.
Gonna take only grabbed some kind of emergency tools to tend to the whole breaches. And like start smacking at the at these things.
Okay. I think we'll leave it for the next time to actually engage with them. But yeah. That will be the session. Everyone can get 3 more experience.
Yes.
30. Now hit the point where it's gonna
Yeah.
take 3
A
more
long time.
sessions to
Unless we
level
do
up.
combat. If we do combat, do we get more XP? No. Okay.
If I was doing it like the strict way they suggest doing it, I would give you guys 2 experience each time, and then a possible 3rd experience for if you guys just accomplish a lot. But
But
I don't
since
want
we
to deal with.
do
I don't
such
want to deal
a
with that.
since we do every other week, you wouldn't be.
Yeah, let's level you up, and it's going to take the leveling up is slowing down quite a bit.
Mm.
No longer is it every other session.
This is 18. I have a mental image of what this is like, and who knows how accurate that is. And it's probably not even a reference that David would understand. So
I've seen the Cloverfield experiment. I know what's happening.
I've also
I
seen the
haven't seen
Cloverfield experiment.
Cloverfield experiment.
It's a decent watch.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's trippy.
It is. I mean, I recommend all the entire Cloverfield series. Well,
yeah.
series. It's kind of hard to call it a series. It's like
I saw the first movie in theaters. That's the only one
Yeah.
I've seen.
The guy from the It crowd is in it. The tall one.
IT crowd.
The IT
It's
crowd.
crowd.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, I knew what
sorry.
you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no,
but
I got it. It's just I hear it and I think killer clown.
Oh, sorry.
Also never seen it. I have seen a couple episodes of the IT crowd.
I have not.
Anyways.
In no chat, we dealt with the Lovecraftian entities in the last Tuesday game.
Yeah, right.
We're all bad at those by now.
Yeah, I can only keep away from Lovecraftian horrors for so long.
Hey, now, don't tempt me. I love Call of Cthulhu.
It's fun. Maybe we'll do it again sometime.
I have a Call of Cthulhu map on my wall.
Oh, nice.
Of all the all of the spots where the Cthulian or the mythos happens.
Oh.
I have a picture of Arkham on my wall as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, not a picture, a map.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's that one.
Okay. I don't know if they still have it, but there's an online Arkham University you can get a fake degree from. You can pay for it. I thought about doing it before. Anyways, let's do stars and wishes so we can get people out of here to bed.
Which next time we play won't be as much of an issue because we'll be an hour earlier.
Yay! Go away.
Anyone got stars and wishes to start us off?
My star is just the moment between Neith and Scarra with the prank moments. I just think that was so kind of funny and cute, to be honest. I just really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And my wish, my wish is we get to Minerva safely and soundly, but also with some, I guess, I want something fun to happen. I want something interesting to happen on the trip there, more than it's already been happening, I guess. Maybe finding like after we hop out of the drill, like a abandoned ship or something. That'd be cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
All
My
right.
wish or my star is for Teddy's trying to be a captain moments because he's so unsure of himself. I hope he takes to heart the what Neith said about the review, and I hope it goes well. I'm excited for that. My wish is that we have well, I wish that somebody pulls the fire suppression system to slow down these things because I won't be here next week.
We'll pull the fire alarm, don't worry.
Yeah. That's classic. That's classic GGK.
That is correct.
Hmm.
Let's see. Are and I think I am also gonna go with the pranks. Prank Masters with a Z. That is Monster Road Trip. Yeah, the prank stuff is fun. Um, I'm curious to see if and when it gets big enough to involve the other crewmates, how that's gonna go. Trying to figure out if Teddy would be very good or very bad at doing pranks.
The thing is, Scarra's pranks have started out mundane. They're gonna definitely ramp up.
Wish um is gonna be that we get something uh that's something neat and hopefully beneficial comes from this weird rope growth thing, but also that, it is still going to be a challenge to overcome. That it is not just a, hey, this is a thing that is breaking shit and you have to deal with it now. I hope that there is something uh, secondary to what is happening here.
All right. Okay. Me. Um. Uh. Yeah, I think my star is just going to be to the role play overall. There was I think a lot of fun role play scenes in it. The between Teddy and everyone being the captain, Neith and Scarra, people in Pleasant. It was fun to do. Um, and uh, wish is um yeah for some of these kind of pun not intended for what's going on, but some of these loose threads to kind of start come together and feel a little bit more of like a cohesive thing happening in the game. I know it's sandbox and you guys get to choose what that is, but even if it's just the illusion of it being cohesive, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's me.
Hey, I think that is going to be it for us tonight. The next time this channel is scheduled to be live is Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern time. We'll see how that goes. Just keep your eyes peeled on our social medias so that you know if we make any schedule changes, such as either something else or calling the stream off because things happen and stuff. Just gonna make a quick plug because I always forget to do it. We do have merch for the channel that is usually shirts and stuff of us saying ridiculous things and putting it on a shirt or a mug, or and we have a sticker, a couple stickers and stuff, hoodies, various articles of clothing if you want to support the channel, because all that goes towards paying for the art that we get of our characters, which you see on our screen here, which was done by Z, who is unfortunately been unable to play with us as of late. But yeah, you should check her out at Necromanz on the Twitter for some more art stuff there. And yeah, at this point, I'm just rambling. We've hit the top of the hour, so that's probably time for us to go. And so until next time, good games and good night, Internet.